Good day everyone, it's your local pumpkin guy talking about these updates for you guys again. Introducing the cross and the bomb reworks, a new heavy slot which is the kick, and the time stop change with some other stuff too. I know I'm late, but come on, it's an interesting small update for you guys, so let's get talking about it. First off we have is the cross rework, which is an entire change to the gear itself and is not just a click once to smite every unholy enemy. There are actually two modes, which is a defensive mode and an offensive mode, but we'll start off with the defensive moveset first. Pressing L and B will summon a barrier around you that will provide 60 defense for about 10 seconds, but for every hit you take, it will reduce your defense by 20. So any multi-hit weapons is basically just death for you, so be careful. Pressing E will cast an orb in front of you that will create a large cross explosion that will bind any victim depending on their holiness. So basically, unholy players will get binded for much longer. And be careful not to be so reckless with the move because you can actually hit yourself and bind yourself, so I think you call yourself pretty dumb if you manage to do that. If a player is hit in the middle, aka the intersection, they'll be given a debuff that will turn all damage into piercing damage, which is basically a great way to punish your enemies for being dumb. When you press Q, it will change your moveset into offensive mode where your cross will glow and you will be able to do destructive attacks. Pressing L and B in this mode will let you strike lightning in front of you that can deal constant damage to the opponent and is a bit hard to get out of. Pressing E will strike lightning down to the nearest player that will try to predict where they are walking and that can also do constant damage if hit. In this mode, you only get the opportunity to use 3 lightning strikes, both being L and B or pressing E. After your third move has been used, you will be reverted back to the passive cross moveset. Pressing Q in offensive mode will make your cross deal damage to any enemies in a large AoE around you. It will do more damage the more thunder charges you have, and will do more damage to unholy players. If the AoE move manages to execute an unholy player, they will be banished away and be punished with a very long respawn timer. But hey, you get a reward too for doing this. Your reward is a resurrection, but you cannot stack them and you can only have one at a time. What this does is protect you from dying at all, even from most fatal blows. You will slowly get up with force field and gain all of your HP back, which is basically just a cooler cross extra life. And that's basically all there is to the new cross. I think it's very cool, so yeah guys, have fun with it. Next up is the bomb rework, which is the bomb that can be used multiple times and you can only place one at a time. It will be put onto the floor and can be activated manually. After a few beeps when it's activated, it will explode into a giant visual AoE and can do up to 400 damage, dude. The damage is dependent on how close you are to the center of the explosion. I mean, between me and you guys, the new bomb, way more superior than the old bomb. Like, it's just way more fun to use. Oh yeah, you can also kick them for funny. But let's talk about kick first. Kick is the new heavy slot weapon, which is funny Luigi Smash Bros. Down taunt. It does 40 damage to anyone hit by it, but if they're not ragdolled, they will be knocked downwards. And if they are ragdolled, they will be kicked away, kind of similar to Toy Shovel. The kick also bypasses super armor, so I think it's a very good stun extender, but I'm not that advanced at Bloody Battle, but maybe you guys will find some good use for it. Oh yeah, and like I said earlier, you can actually kick stuff with this, so it's actually very fun to use, so have fun with the kick. And lastly is the time stop change, which added a different ability for it where you will uppercut and hit anyone in front of you, which will time stop them and will unleash a fury of kicks onto them, which will do 80 damage with ragdoll and knockback. This move cannot execute anymore as the old ability, but it's still really good to use. Time stop also has a cool new visual effect which will show how long the opponent is time stopped for, and the same thing goes for time pause. And yeah, that's basically all I'm going to talk about for this update. And since it's been a while, I still have no idea what to put in the outro. So, hey Nico, what do you want to drink today?